Hi Virgo, welcome into your reading. This is a general message. We're going to see what is coming up for you at this time. I'm recording in January 2025. It's a little late in the month, so I do apologize. But we can take this as January energy going on into February. It's up to you. It just depends on what the message says for you. If you come across this video outside of January, my intention is that there was a reason for that, and hopefully you find a message and get some clarity in today's reading. All right, I'm really excited to do this reading. There's something about it. It feels, I wouldn't be surprised if the Devil card came out in today's reading for you. It feels very confident and very sure of yourself. You have the Black Obsidian, and this is talking about the shadow, but you also have the Flame card. So there's a lot of passion underneath you, or under the surface at this time. And it feels really extroverted, like you want to express this. It feels like somebody here is showing up really strongly in their environment. Wherever you go, people may feel your presence. You may be noticed. You may be getting a lot of attention, but it definitely feels like confidence. This is also making me feel, these cards are reminding me of moments where we may be doing things that are not necessarily good for us, but they feel good, right? So it's almost as though you're making no apologies for how you're behaving or how you're acting. It's like this thought process when we think to ourselves, like, I'm doing this for me. I'm thinking about myself for once. I don't care what anybody says. You know, this feels right to me. This feels good to me. But at the same time, maybe to others in your environment, or realistically, I'm getting it could be a little dangerous, or it could just set you back some when it comes to maybe like how much or how far you've come in life. It could also set you back some as it relates to your karma or your ascension process or your spiritual journey. Maybe some of you are tired of being on this spiritual journey and you just want to indulge in certain activities or certain passions. All right. So I don't know what that's about, but we'll see what's coming through. Okay. So we do have the cards, or the deck wants to speak. So I'm just going to reset here. All right. It feels almost as though like you are also like quick, right? Like impatient, like just, I need to know this, or tell me what I need to know, that type of energy. Like I said, very strong, very confident, very direct. What's up with the Virgo at this time? We're going to get some cards for your personal energy. King of Air. So this is the King of Swords. Like I said, very sure of yourself. It's a little bit of arrogance. I know that the King of Wands comes with the arrogance, but this King of Air comes with an arrogance of intellectual, like sort of know-it-all or know better. Or like, it's like somebody here is saying, like, I know what I'm doing. Like, don't worry. Like, I know what I'm doing. I got this, right? Like, don't worry about me. Worry about you. Like, I'm doing what I'm doing. So, I mean, it's good, especially if you've been in the type that allows other people to influence your decision-making, or you feel like you've been putting yourself last for too long, something like that. A little bit of anger coming through behind this as well, like fed up type of energy. What else for the Virgo? Page of Earth. Yeah, you want to get something started. You're working on something. It's like an idea, or like you found a solution, or you're putting a plan in place. It's like, I have to get this done. This is how I'm going to do it. This is what I need to do to get this done. There's strategy. There's planning. Wow. I mean, you have the Nine of Swords, which is wanted to come out earlier as well. So, I mean, there's a balance here for sure, right? Because we're speaking about your personal energy right here. So you have a king and a queen, not the same suit, but in your masculine, right? You're in the head. You are planning, you're strategizing, you're putting things in place, putting a process together. But in your feminine, there's a lot of that passion, that fire coming through. Okay, here with the flame. There's an intensity, there's drive, there's motivation to get this page of earth idea done. I feel like the feminine side of you is the one that's really driving this, okay? It's almost as though, like I said, the idea of not caring what other people say about this, how other people feel about this, you're doing this for yourself. That's coming from the end. That's coming from that passion and that drive. But in the mind, maybe you're struggling back and forth between, I don't know, I'm also feeling like a little bit of guilt, right? Like putting yourself first, being really driven and assertive about this. And in your head, sort of overthinking it. Like you're thinking about it too much, it feels like, you know? Like sometimes we're too involved and we think about it so much that we lose sight of reality, or we lose sight of the bigger picture. It's like, okay, just take a step back and re-examine or release some of this mental energy. But you're like so stubborn about it, you know? And it's just like, no, like I need to do this. But something here is like, let it happen naturally. Let it unfold, you know, take it step by step, like have a good time with the process. Or you're going to, what is the word? Like your stubbornness around forcing this thing is detrimental to the result that you want. Okay. And this is a shadow element that's coming through. So it could be you trying to get ahead, you trying to win, you trying to get justice. Like the Virgos, when they're in this type of energy, they need to prove something, right? Like one of your karmic lessons that you are born with is the need to prove your value, to prove that you're worth something more, right? Whether that's like who you're trying to prove, right? Like that's just external world, or prove it to yourself. I don't know. But I don't know, it just feels like that, you know? Like your anger, the fact that you're fed up, the fact that maybe you feel like people aren't appreciating you. Maybe you feel that others are, how can I say, like selling you short, right? Like don't believe in you, don't believe that you can do it. I don't know if that's a perception that you have, or if people are actually telling you that. But your shadow side is definitely coming out. And I don't know, I would just say, like, take a step back, re-examine the situation. Like, why are you really doing this? Do you really believe in this thing? Do you really want to get this thing? Or are you doing it just so you can prove something to someone? Or so you can win? So you can hurt? Right? Like, hurt people. And then with this energy that I'm feeling, like this overconfident energy, and you, I don't know if you're like showing off or like putting on your best face or your best self, you know, like making people regret how they treated you in certain ways. That's how it feels. In your environment, definitely have somebody that is hurting. You have a 3 of Swords. Another person, another individual here, the King of Pentacles. I was going to tell you that in the beginning. I got this image of somebody burning wood. So I don't know if you're spending a lot of time outside, or if somebody you know is spending a lot of time outside. like in the cold, like in the fire, bonfire, something like that. But it was a clear image of the outside and wood burning, and I even sort of smelt it. But this King of Earth reminds me of that little vision I just had. Anyway, somebody is definitely in contemplation, okay? They're not feeling very good. They're hurting. There's loss, heartbreak, betrayal, deception, even here with the Three of Swords. I don't know, this is you that has hurt somebody, or the whole situation is hurtful to somebody. And then you have the Two of Air. They're definitely conflicted. I'm feeling more so to the fact like they don't know what happened, or they don't know what to do. Okay, it's not necessarily conflicted as in should I or shouldn't I. It's just lost energy. Okay, it's like there's no direction, you know. This Two of Air that has to do with making a decision or making a choice. They're like, I have no choice. You know, trying to think of choices to create in this situation, like how to fix it, how to make it better, how to bring someone back even. I feel like they are hiding. They're going to their favorite spot, or their spot where they need to be alone, where they can heal and go through this pain, this heartbreak. Very much in their head though. So there's a lot of thinking. I think that this whole situation is calling for two people or a group of people, whoever's involved in this, to be in the mind, right? And I understand when we are at a loss and we just went through something shitty, or we don't understand how to get out of a situation, like whatever. Sometimes things just overwhelm us and take over our entire being, like situations or people do. And it's hard for us to get out of thinking about it. But the more that you can do that, the more that you can stop thinking about the situation, or even them stop thinking about it, then you're going to allow nature, God, source, spirit to carry you along, right? To the next phase, to the next path, to the solution, to the answer, to, you know, what to do next. But if you both are just in your head, it's always this thing of what can I do, right? What can I do to fix it? What can I do to feel better? What can I do to forget about it? What can I do to hurt somebody back because they hurt me? What can I do to, I don't know, distract myself, right? Like meditation needs to happen here. Stillness, quietness, prayer, and sort of just letting go. I do love the Queen of Fire here, though. Don't get me wrong. This is what is driving you. This is the action that you're taking to create something new, this idea that you have. But it could be getting to the point where it's becoming like a burnout or overwhelming, like too much thought is going into this. Maybe you started off really hot and heavy doing this project, but now it's like your steam is running low, you know. So something to think about there. All right, let's go into some more detail here. Use another deck, get some more cards. See what's coming through for the Virgo. This could be in the form of people, situations, circumstances. What does a Virgo need to know? What is the most important message for them? What do they need to anticipate, prepare for? Virgo, please. It's almost, and I'm so sorry, I don't know who I'm reading for, and this could be like reversed, okay? And I hope you don't take it wrong. I do care, and that's why I do these readings. But it's almost like maybe there was like an argument or something, and one person got super pissed off and wanted to prove something to the other person, or wanted to prove it to the point where you got attention from this person, and or you can hurt them a little bit more or something like that. But this person is not for it. They're not about that right now, at least. It does feel like that. Like right now, they don't want to deal with drama. They don't want to deal with ego. They don't want to deal with like the back and forth of, this, if it is a toxic relationship, I don't know. But they're like, maybe they're not done, because it doesn't feel like that to me. Okay. It just feels like they're not fighting. Like they have nothing to prove. They don't care about proving anything. They don't care about hurting back. Like they are not fighting right now. And I want to say that. It feels like right now, okay? Like maybe they were the type to do that before. Maybe that's what you're used to. So you wanted to be a step ahead of them in some way, right? To fight their fight or to fight the usual fight. But for some reason, this time around, they aren't acting the way they usually do. They aren't doing the back and forth of y'all's relationship. Okay, so therefore you're not getting the attention, or you're not getting the results that you are used to getting from them when you guys go through this situation. That's how it feels to me. Which is a good lesson here and a good realization, right, for the shadow. Okay, and especially Black Obsidian. If you use Black Obsidian, if you have experienced its results and how it shows up in life, when it shows up, it's sort of like unexpected, okay? But once it's there, once it's prevalent and present, things like this start happening that push you and sort of force you to face yourself, to face the shadow side of you in order to overcome it and integrate it, okay? Because before we integrate the shadow, we project it, right? Until we realize and really start working with it. And it's hard to explain if you've never felt it or been through these types of transformative moments in life. So an example would be like when someone hasn't gone through an ego death yet, right? And they are super prideful and they think that they know it all or have it all, or are better than others and things like that. I'm not saying that this is you, but there are moments where all of that momentum that these overly confident people have, it stops at some point. It stops, right? They're not lucky anymore. They don't get the attention anymore. They don't get the opportunities anymore. People are not bought into what they're saying or what they're doing or whatever. And they have to go, or they end up going through this sort of ego death, right? It's something like that, to where facing the shadow, it helps you to integrate it, meaning that once an overly confident person goes through this ego death, they exude the confidence, but without even trying. Does that make sense? Like, it doesn't matter to them anymore. The things that used to matter to us, whatever type of shadow it is, it's always projected a certain way. And once you are humbled and you're brought back down to earth and reality, and you realize that you were acting from this shadow place, those things still exist within you, but you have no desire to project them. You have no desire to prove yourself, to prove that you're strong, to prove that you're worthy, to prove that you're confident. Whatever the shadow is, there's no desire for it anymore. However, it's still a part of you. I don't know if that makes sense or not. Okay, let's get some more. So this could be a good opportunity to go through one of these shadow deaths, ego death, shadow death. I don't know. Beautiful. Well, Okay, this is going to fit. All right, so the next week or two coming up, where you may be in this energy now, you have Three of Pentacles, the Magician, the Nine of Pentacles, and the Ace of Cups. I mean, this is, I feel like you want to go solo. I feel that you don't want to be disturbed. Whatever it is that you're creating, you want to do it alone, or it's your idea. It's your baby. It's your thing that you're leading. You may be leading others as well, but you're still the leader of this situation. There'll be some opportunities here coming through. There's like, how can I say? Like, you're open to making changes, or you're open to incorporating different ideas or different strategies here. But again, I just want you to be careful with this confident energy. It's beautiful to have. The Seven of Cups is making me feel like something is a little ungrounded. Okay. It's like something is high in the clouds. It's high up, right? Like, if you're not careful, and if you're not doing this from a place of good, from a good heart, from a place of love or authenticity, it may crumble. You know, it may be just mist in the air, right? Like, you want to touch it, but there's nothing there. Okay, I don't know what this means to you, but that's what it's feeling like. So, I'm also getting something about like embarrassment all of a sudden as well. Okay, I don't want you to feel like that either. Like, try your best to wake up this King of Swords. Okay, your queen, male or female, whichever you are, but your Queen of Fire, this passion, sort of relentless type of individual or side of you that it just wants to get it done no matter what at all costs, maybe overpowering the masculine King of Air side of you that is intellectual, logical, practical, realistic, right? It's like, are you a miracle worker, or are you just a human being trying to get something done for yourself here? And if so, then tap into this intellectual side of you. Tap into this practical side of you. What is realistic for you to do? This Queen of Air side of you is like idealistic. And that's good because it drives us. But there's this, again, the Seven of Cups is, you may think that you have something in place. You may think that there's something physical that you can grab onto for this situation that you're building and creating here. But when you try to grab onto it, it's not there. Okay. What else for the Virgo? Ooh, Chariot. Ten of Wands, yeah. Careful trying to take the easy way out. King of Pentacles is coming through again, so this person may be playing a role here in the next 2 to 3 weeks. In the next 2 to 3 weeks, the path shows itself. There's an opportunity for you to hop on to another path. Okay, like, you're going a certain place, and the Chariot here is saying, let's go this way now. But it looks like on the surface, you're perceiving it to be hard work. You're perceiving it to be a burden. It's not as fun, and it may not be entirely yours. Okay, I don't know how this plays out in your life, but this is what I'm getting. But you will be a part of it. You will have a part of it. you will have better results than if you just went your initial with your initial plan. But I feel like you just don't want to do it because there's too much work involved. Not to say that you are lazy, because you're definitely not. I mean, you're a Virgo. But it's like emotional hardship, right? Like it's this burnout that I was talking about, right? Like it's too much to put on you emotionally. And maybe because you're dealing with this person that you're sort of fighting with right now. But I mean, the path is here. And it's like, I'm also feeling that this is a relationship. This is like, should we try again, right? Should we put in the work to have a new start? And I just don't know if this is what you want. I think that you're enjoying your independence right now, but that independence is not bringing any stability and security the way this other path would bring. And I do feel that two people are, I wouldn't say the same, definitely not, but equal in status, or two people have equal rights and equal say-so to whatever this thing is. They just want different things, or they have two different opinions, or they go about this two different ways. And is it like, do you want to be right or do you want to be happy type of situation? Therefore, ego death. Therefore, humbling this down. You can be humble, and you can stop the fighting, and you can stop the arguing, and you can throw away the grudge. It doesn't make you any less powerful. It doesn't make you any less strong to do that. You know, like, I guess I can also speak from experience of, I know what it's like to need to prove that I'm powerful, right? Because I lived most of my adult life doing that, whether that is in relationship or that was my career and, working with other people, whatever, right? Always needed to hold my stance and prove how valuable I was and how powerful I was, until I didn't anymore, right? But I had to go and shed that desire and that need. I had to transform and transmute that and face that shadow part of me. Now, I have zero desire to prove myself to anybody. However, I still know that I am powerful. Does that make sense? Like, it feels like that. Like, there's no reason to hold the grudge and to continue on this fight or continue on behaving this way. You have nothing to prove to anybody. If it's control, if it's winning, or a thing about like who's better, who's worse, or who's going to win, who's going to lose, like whatever, for what, I don't know if this is a love situation or not, but if there is love here, this is very unfortunate to people acting like this, because regardless of power or not, right? Like, the love should trump all of that, So I don't know, but I mean, it's a lot to handle. It's a lot to face. The thought of you working with this person, dropping your guard, accepting that the both of you can go onto a new path. Yes, it's going to take some time and effort and energy to do that, but there's more stability on this path than there is going it alone. And you can definitely go it alone. Don't get me wrong. I mean, you have everything you need here with the 9 of Pentacles, but you're still in an illusion, right? Like, you going at it alone is not the solution to this. The solution is looking at yourself, facing yourself. What is it about this situation, right, that is impacting you? enough to say, I'm going at it alone. I'm doing this thing by myself. Like, okay, great. You know, you don't have to prove anything. Be smart about your decision if you're going at it alone. Be practical, be realistic, do things right, you know, the right way without the illusion here, whatever that is. But it does seem like you do have a choice. Okay. You're at a fork in the road. You can go left, you can go right. Either way, it doesn't mean that one way is right, one way is wrong. You know, both paths can work. So it's like, what is it that you want? All right, get a few more cards for this reading, please. Ooh. The Virgos have a big heart. They love tremendously, deeply. They can definitely be difficult to persuade once they're fed up. But it doesn't mean that you have no love. Queen of Cups, the World. You're definitely faced with a decision here. The World is like, are you going to let's have another go around at this situation? Or are you going to jump out of the pattern? Are you going to jump out of this endless circle? If this is a love situation, a Virgo does not give up. Okay. Like, geez. Which means, and I'm talking about love here because the Queen of Cups just came out. Oh, there's the Queen of Wands. I used to say this thing about, like, you're either going to accept it or you're going to leave it. You know? Like, at some point, it's like, there's no changing a person. I mean, at every point, you shouldn't need to change your person, okay? If this is about a relationship. It's either you're going to accept them or just leave them, because this endless pattern, this cycle that, you know, people go on, thinking that it's going to be a different result. It's insanity, like they say. But 3 to 4 weeks from now, I mean, your empathy, your compassion, your love, your heart, you know, your nurturing side comes through, faced with an ending, okay? Wrapping up a situation, you know. For some people, it's even getting the closure to put this away and really close it out. And you may be getting some help here. 2 people on the same page. At the end of the month, there's also a thing about someone else stepping through, okay, to help you. Maybe you're going to therapy. Maybe you're speaking to a mother or mother figure. You as a mother and your motherly responsibilities come through somehow to help make this decision. But there's a give and take of opinion. Maybe you're listening and hearing each other out, but it still doesn't seem like there is compromise. It seems like this Queen of Wands, male or female side of you, is more like going more toward this thing that you're working on, okay? And I do feel that it has to do with you going at something alone. And you are just gung-ho about this. And it's like, nope, this is what I want and this is what I'm doing. And a Queen of Cups type of person, male or female, may be coming in to help with that. But this decision that you've made means that a cycle ends and you do away with a situation, with a pattern, with something that you've been going through for a really long time. All right. Let's get some an oracle card. What's a good takeaway message for the Virgo today, please? If you like this video, please click the like button. I would appreciate it. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already a subscriber. And if you want a one-on-one reading, they're very similar to this. My email is in the description of this video. Just shoot me an email and I'll get back to you. What is it for the Virgo, please? What is your advice? What's a good takeaway message here? Got two. All right, so connection and prosperity. So connection is the frequency of connection supports our ability to find alignment and resonance with others, things, and ideas. Prosperity says the frequency of prosperity supports our feeling of well-being by allowing the inclusion of everything that makes our body, mind, heart, soul, and spirit sing. It invites us to express ourselves in joy and celebration of the abundance and riches that the universe provides. Yeah, you just want to be happy. What is underneath the shadow, right? Like, what are you striving for? What are you looking for? What do you want to feel? How do you want to live? You know, you want to be happy. You want to feel like your life means something. Like you are working on something. It feels like you don't want to, how can I say this? I'm getting like, you don't want to be at your deathbed and have nothing to show for it, right? Like you want more out of life. And that's a beautiful thing. So at the end of the day, when everything is finalized here and everything is said and done, this relationship or this connection that you have with this person isn't providing you with that sense of hope or that future that your life means something, right? You're looking for a connection. You're looking to have a better life in general. And I think that that's why you're so set on doing this thing alone, because the other way or the other option to be with this person is not going to provide you with the vision of your future that you want. Okay. So if that's the case, then all power to you. And, you know, I would just wish you all of the luck in the whole world. All right. Well, that is your reading, Virgo. Hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for your time and energy. We will see you on the next one. Bye.